30 and single, and I have never met as many eligible, cool, interesting people as I have right now. I feel like I had to share because I feel like it is due to this one mindset shift that I have been having, and it seriously has changed my entire dating life. Instead of dating to get into a relationship or to get married to someone, which I had done for so long in my life, I am now treating dating as a networking opportunity. So instead of putting this pressure of like, will they like me? Are they gonna text me? Will they take me out? What are they doing? I am just like taking it for what it is and enjoying getting to know people and meet them. And I am not placing an emphasis on what they're gonna provide in my life.
Congratulations!
I hate to break it to you, sister, but that's not networking. Not even close. The whole purpose of networking is to create a series of business contacts with the purpose of creating productive relationships for employment or future business. I would argue that the only way that you can use this for networking is if you're creating a roster of men to use for free dinners, entertainment, and bedroom action. Well, either that or you're trying to create a list of clientele for a house of ill repute. What you're doing is closer to giving up. All we have to do is look at those exhausted eyes of yours and tell that they have ditched hope a long time ago. At this point, you know that these dates are going nowhere, so you're trying to make the best of things by hoping they can at least numb the dull ache in the back of your mind that you're going to spend the rest of your life alone. And that's like putting Novocaine on a massive lesion.
But I know that they're going to provide some kind of interesting conversation. It is going to be nice to connect with someone. And I swear that attitude has been just like sending people my way. I was just at the grocery store and someone asked for my number. I'm not kidding. Like, I have been dating more than I ever have in my entire life. And I also think the key is that you have to just keep dating and not placing your eggs in one basket and relying on someone, just one person, to dictate your value.
That's nothing to be proud of, Rusty.
Looks like we can add another item to the list of things that men can do better than women, and that is the art of bragging rights. Modern women bragging about their dating history is a lot like if they bragged about surviving multiple freeway pileups when they're the ones who caused them. It's not something you should ever openly proclaim to the entire world. If anybody is impressed by that number, it's for all of the wrong reasons. You're not supposed to be dating that much, and you're certainly not supposed to be with that many men for that long. It shows that your social skills are completely and utterly foobar. You see, dudes are better at bragging. We just are. We know how to make things sound awesome. Whether it's eating an entire pizza in one sitting, beating Resident Evil 2 no save or first aid sprays while inebriated, or getting a spare on a 710 split. Take notes, woman, because that is how you brag.
Because that is just like so much pressure, and that is going to lead to so much disappointment. I swear this mindset shift has really changed my life. And as someone who recently turned 30 and thought that she would never be single at 30 and she would be married with kids, it is a game changer.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
Hey lady, do you know the definition of insanity? Because you've been living like that in your dating life for the last decade. The only difference now is that you cranked up the insanity dial to 11. You're not only just going out, but you're going and doing the same things over and over again. You're going to the same coffee shops for the same coffee dates and going to the same bars and getting the same drinks and eating the same meals and telling the same stories and living that experience over and over again, hoping that it'll eventually end with a different result. And you take this insanity even further by posting the same TikToks over and over again as you deny the idea that you growing old alone is becoming more and more of a guarantee as the days go by. You made things needlessly complicated, and that complication has taken its toll on you. It's written all over your face, and the more you do this, the less likely men are going to find you desirable, but hey, it's your life to screw up, and that's something you do exceedingly well. And that's not something to be proud of, but I guess it's something.
Stop dating ugly people. No, I'm being so serious. Stop dating people that you are not attracted to. Look, I wholeheartedly disagree with giving the nice guy a chance, because more often than not, when you are out of somebody's league, you think that they're going to treat you with so much love and respect because they feel like they won you over, you're giving them a chance. In reality, more often than not, when you date below your league, that person that you're dating is going to feel very insecure within themselves, and it's not going to be the best relationship you've ever been in.
Say what now? What now?
Well, this is a first. This is one of the rare occasions that I will wholeheartedly agree with a modern woman. Self-respecting men should totally steer clear of ugly broads like this. Woman, you might be somewhat aesthetically attractive, but your words make you uglier than the sheriff of Nottingham's mother. Just listen to some of the garbage that you're spewing. Ugly men, below your league, insecure, and we all know you're not talking about Quasimodo here. You're passing judgment on the bottom 95% of men and talking as if we're lesser beings. And you're basing this off of nothing but our physical appearance alone. Now, don't get me wrong, physical attraction must be there and you're entitled to your preferences, but ugly? That's just hitting below the belt. And at that point, you might as well just call us peasants. You're thinking that, so you might as well just get it out of the way. But for the record, you're no prize pig yourself, sister. A prize pig is actually useful.
And it's literally happened to me before. Like, I was the person who gave the nice guy a chance because he treated me really well. In the beginning, I wasn't attracted to him, but I thought, okay, like, he's a great person, like, feelings can grow, let me just spend more time with him. It ended up being the worst narcissistic abusive relationship of my entire life. Like, I am still recovering from that.
That doesn't make sense.
Something's not adding up here. Let's break this down for a second. You were dating a guy you weren't physically attracted to, but you dated him anyways because he was nice to you, but somehow this devolved into an emotional hellscape that caused you significant trauma. But my question to this is how? I'm not trying to blame the victim here, but using a man like that when you're not attracted to him just reeks of disrespect. And if you didn't find him physically desirable, then why did you stick around? And more importantly, why did you tolerate such inhuman treatment when you thought he was ugly? Was the guy rich or something? Did he have some dirt on you? I mean, what's the explanation here? It's kind of hard to have sympathy for someone who has no problem saying that she was in a hurtful relationship when she's the one doing all the judging, especially when it's on a man and it's based on his looks. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying it's not passing the smell test.
So for me, it is so important to date somebody that I am attracted to. Not just somebody who's in my league, but somebody who has the same core values as me. For me, it's really important that we align on the big three, which is family, politics, and religion. And I feel like this is not talked about enough because so many people are like, oh, just give the nice guy a chance. They treat you so well, you know, like just see where things go. I'm sorry, but physical attraction is there or it's not there, okay? It's not something that necessarily grows. It's there or it's not. As vain as it might sound, physical attraction is so important. And look, I understand that we're just a shell of ourselves, you know, it's what's inside that counts. However, I feel that you really need to be attracted to the person that you're dating and not just give them a chance just because they're nice to you. Because more often than not, dating the nice guy does not work out.
Well, you have to admit, she is rather mannish.
Yeah, once again, I agree. You must be physically attracted to the person that you want in your life, and that goes without saying. The problem is that the standards for physical attractiveness when it comes to men have become so absurd that you practically have to be a Spartan god in order to be considered within someone's league. And even then, she will still judge that man's height as an indicator of his worth. Now, I'm not saying men should give up. Quite the opposite. Men should be working on themselves, taking care of their bodies, working on their posture, dressing well. But it should be more for our self-esteem and determining our own self-worth and not what some aged-out sack of mold dictates. Now, the majority of men's attraction when it comes to looks, yeah, it is important, but only to a point. A woman could be totally average looking in the physical department, but if she's friendly, peaceful, and knows how to make some awesome cookies, that goes a long way towards that man being loyal to her. But an attractive woman could be mean and judgmental, and that makes her about as appealing as a roundhouse kick to the neck and twice as unpleasant.
This is just so shocking. I mean, I must just be so monumentally naive.
You are.
Chivalry is dead, and women killed it. Feminism is here. Women are more educated than ever before. They're making their own money, but as a byproduct of them becoming more successful, they do have a little bit more of a masculine energy. You're not going to be successful in business by being passive and a pussy. You're going to need to be a little more masculine. And on top of that, women are having a bit more casual, which is fine. All power to you. But you just can't expect a man to be traditional, hold the door for you, treat you like a lady when you're no longer a traditional woman. It's bullshit. So guys adapted to this situation because, in reality, men haven't really changed. Women have.
Smelly fish.
And it's not a cod.
Well, I disagree. Men have changed, but not in the way you think. Granted, many men, and more by the day, got tired of being emasculated by women and are learning to embrace their masculinity and are going their own way. But the rise of this modern militant X-chromosome-centric cult also created something that's known as the simp economy. You see, thanks to the complete ruination of basic human interaction, it's led to the massive rise in the population of defeated, lonely men who are more than willing to give women views, likes, attention, and most importantly, money if it means that they'll get some attention from her. And some of them will pretend to be your ally while selling you some NSFW content on the side. They'll tell you what you want to hear while exacerbating the situation and exploiting simps for resources without having to deal with direct interaction with them. So in other words, nice try, you deceitful broad. Try harder next time. Your sincerity is about as false as your assets.
It's a fake.
If you've ever been told that you're intimidating to approach, that literally just means that he just doesn't know what to offer you. Like, men often look at you and think you're out of his league just from your looks alone. And they imagine like she gets all this attention from men, she's dressed nice, she doesn't need, like, she's got a nice social circle, and they just don't know the entry, they don't know what they can offer, they don't know what they can bring, so they just don't try. Half it because they're lazy and they just, but that's why, he just doesn't know what to offer you.
Answer me this, sweetheart. How can a man find you intimidating when you can't even solidify a thought before blurting it out? You are not intimidating. A rat that may or may not be carrying the bubonic plague is more intimidating than you. Self-respecting men know exactly what they bring to the table, and they know exactly what they're looking for in a woman, and they can tell just by listening to you work your last two brain cells to make a coherent sentence that you're insecure, jaded, and incapable of the most basic bonding skills. The men who don't offer you anything aren't lazy, they just know better. To offer you their precious time, energy, and resources would be a complete waste of all three. There's no point in offering anything to a woman who has nothing to offer him in return, especially when that woman can't even complete a thought before posting a video onto social media.
And same goes for you, that guy that you're like obsessed with, you think he's like God's gift, and you put him on a pedestal and you think he's, you know, God's gift, like I just said, because you value him more. You overestimate his value and underestimate your own. Yeah. So moral of the story is, no one has it all. I don't care what it looks like on social media. You're not out of his league, and he is definitely not out of your league. No.
Speak for yourself, moron. Oh my god, that is funny!
Newsflash, woman, you don't get to determine who is out of your league. That depends entirely on the man and whether or not he wants to entertain the idea of getting into any kind of relationship with you. And if he doesn't, then he's determined that you are not in his league. You're not even in the minor league with the chance to move up to the majors. He couldn't care less if you think you're on his level because he knows that you are wrong. You may get to choose the man, but the man will always reserve the option for whether or not he wants to accept. And the type of men you chase never want you more than just for a few hours at a time whenever his golf game gets canceled due to inclement weather. He doesn't want anything more than that thanks to the idiocy you post on social media. One look at your videos and he'll know that the less he talks to you, the better. Those few words that you'll exchange will be about as pleasant as a root canal. And that is going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. And on a personal note, please do not ask me for my speedrun time of Resident Evil 2 because it's pretty embarrassing. But on that note, thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.